Hello and welcome to the Villa Park podcast. It's me, Rich, and I'm back with your instant reaction to Aston Villa 2, West Ham 1 in the FA Cup. And Aston Villa have won a home game in the FA Cup third round. Finally. But for 65 to 70 minutes, it looked like we were going out with an absolute whimper. Hit that like button, hit the subscribe button. I know I've got 4,800 there, but we've got past 5,000 subscribers now, but we're on the road to 10K. So please do hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and get your comments in, your thoughts on that performance, getting through to the next round and all that jazz. Because, yeah, it's uncharted territory for Aston Villa. This getting to the fourth round after playing someone at home. So, I'm not quite sure what to make of it. But look, we put out a fairly strong side in terms of starting the game. Obviously, it had a little bit of extra pizzazz this game with playing the 150th anniversary, and Robin Olsen was in goal though after it was heard that Amy Martinez had a little bit of an injury. Matty Cash was at right back, Ezri Konsa and Tyrone Mings at centre back. I thought one of the youngsters might play. And then Ian Maatsen at left back. Then we had Boubacar Kamara and Ross Barkley started in that midfield area, with Morgan Rogers and Yuri Tielemans ahead of him, Leon Bailey off the right, and Ollie Watkins up front. And look, we knew that West Ham would come in quite strong. They wanted to impress their manager. Graham Potter just come in through the door. Only really had one training session with them, but you could kind of see what West Ham would want to do. And most away teams in the Cup would want to do this, try and start fast, try and start on the front foot, put pressure on Aston Villa, and then get the early goal and then kind of sit back and pick us off on the break. And that's exactly what they did. They started off with real intent. Lucas Paqueta hit a shot just wide from sort of just outside the box, which showed what was going to happen. And then they scored the goal on 9 minutes. Somerville down that right-hand side, who was dangerous the whole time he was on, just gets the ball down that right-hand side. Ian Maatsen doesn't engage with him. Yet again, following a long ball that just goes over. We missed the header. It goes out to Somerville. Ian Maatsen doesn't challenge him. He's allowed to pick a pass. He plays it across the box where the defenders have retreated. The two centre forwards or the forward players have gone in from West Ham. It leaves a gap. Paqueta comes in and just slots it past Robin Olsen into the bottom corner, and it's 1-0 to West Ham, thoroughly deserved. And for the rest of that half, Aston Villa just could not get going. The passing was slow yet again. There was no movement. Tielemans, Rogers, Watkins, Bailey, just nothing going forward. The ball was constantly just passed around between Tyrone Mings and Ezri Konsa, between Ross Barkley when he was on and Boubacar Kamara. Barkley had to go off injured, so Onana came on, but that didn't really change it. No one was breaking the lines. No one was trying to get forward. We did have one or two little openings. Leon Bailey down the right-hand side managed to wriggle through, played the ball across, but Ollie Watkins was on his heels. Ball was cleared by the West Ham defence. But to be honest, that was it. And it was Somerville who was looking more threatening. Kudus was getting more into the game as well on that right-hand side. There was a time when Morgan Rogers gave it away. I think it was Somerville and Kudus ganged up on him. Kudus goes through, almost plays the exact ball to Lucas Paqueta. He hits the shot, but it's blocked this time, and we just about get away with it. But we go in 1-0 down, and Aston Villa are kind of still in the game. But the second half started, we tried to start with a little bit more intent, one or two little openings, but nothing really to trouble the goalkeeper at all. Still no shot on target. West Ham started again to come into it a little bit more. And then kind of around the 65th minute, it looked like Emery was going to make some more substitutions, and it kind of woke Villa into life a little bit. And Ian Maatsen finally had a shot on target, a swerving shot from the edge of the box, which the goalkeeper saved and tipped it round the post. Then we had a corner, and we were starting to look a little bit more threatening from these corners, and we started to up the tempo just that little bit more. And it was actually, we had an effort from Yuri Tielemans where he just hit the shot wide and it clipped Souček, and the referee didn't give a corner. And then there is 2 or 3 minutes later, we have another corner, which results in a shot by Onana, which is a complete mishit, goes totally wide. And for some reason, the referee and the linesman give a corner. And you know what happens in these situations? An unexpected corner comes in. It comes over to the back post. It's headed. It's put into the near post. Tyrone Mings flicks it on. It bounces up, and I think maybe Konsa heads it back in, or something happens. There's a melee. I think Maatsen has a shot. It's blocked. The goalkeeper saves it, parries it out. Ollie Watkins is just about to put it into the net, and I think that a combination between Watkins and the defender ends up dropping to Onana's feet, and he just literally pokes the ball from sort of 1 yard out into the net, and Aston Villa somehow managed to be level and 1-1, and it's 71 minutes and we're back in the game. And then the momentum's with Aston Villa. Then we start to see some players taking risks. We see some players starting to take players on, and we made 3 substitutions. Nedeljkovic came on, Emi Buendia came on, and Jacob Ramsey came on. And to be honest with them, all of those guys looked sharp right the way through the last 15 to 20 minutes. And it was Emi Buendia that actually was instrumental in the winning goal. A lovely pass. It might have been from Ezri Konsa, or I think it might have been Ezri Konsa or Yuri Tielemans. Probably Yuri Tielemans plays a piercing ball through the centre. Buendia picks it up on the half turn where we know he loves to receive the ball. Ollie Watkins has peeled off into that left-hand channel, which he loves to do. Ball fed into Ollie Watkins. He runs into the box. He does his trademark little step over, sends, I think it might be Kilman, the wrong way, and then puts it across the box. And Morgan Rogers is there to put it into the net and send the Villa crowd wild. And that's essentially the winning goal. And for sort of 20 to 25 minutes, Villa up their game. And West Ham had put a lot into that first 65, 70 minutes, and you could see that, but you could see them creaking. And unfortunately for them, and fortunately for Aston Villa, they kind of ran out of steam. They did have a bit of a go at the end to try and get back into it, and Robin Olsen tried his best to drop some corners. I don't know why he can't catch corners, but he's trying to punch them out. If he's getting both hands to it, why isn't he catching it? But one corner in particular comes over, he gets both hands to it, he pats it down, it drops to Danny Ings, he has a controlling touch, he has another touch, looks like he's going to bury it, but slashes his shot wide, high and wide, and they had a couple of sort of half chances, high and wide again, but Aston Villa managed to ride it out and get a win, you know, by hook or by crook. You've got to get these wins. And we and George were talking about just wanting to be invested in this competition for a little bit longer. And you're playing on a Friday night, and you know now that you're still in the hat for the FA Cup. You're still in it, and you're more than invested in now for the rest of the weekend, because you want to see who we're going to get in the next round. So Q Man United away probably, but we'll see who we get. Let me know your thoughts in the comments, who you want to see us get in the 4th round. And look, I think man of the match, probably. I mean, Lee Dixon doesn't like Aston Villa very much. He gave it to their young left back, who to be fair to him, had a good game. But, you know, you're on the losing side and you've been taken off as a substitute and you're giving him man of the match. So I think that probably tells you more about the quality of the game than anything. But I think Ian Maatsen always made himself available on that left-hand side, even in the first half. Tyrone Mings just didn't use him enough, or didn't play the ball quickly enough to him. So I think Maatsen was probably up there for me. And I think Onana in that second half, you know, got his goal. And I think he was much more of a presence in that midfield. So I think Ian Maatsen, but I think Onana did okay as well. But nobody else really, in terms of a game of quite low quality, really shone. But like I said, the substitutions that came on for Villa for that last 20 minutes, Ramsey could have scored a great goal. Again, Watkins doing well down that left-hand channel, plays the ball across and he smashes a shot. Ramsey hits the post and bar combination. Brilliant effort. And that would have definitely sealed it for Aston Villa to make it 3-1. But Ramsey looked sharp when he came on, and he wanted to do something. And Buendia, I've given him a lot of criticism, but to be fair to him, he looked pretty sharp when he came on as well. And Nedeljkovic looked very good as well at that right back position. Maybe going out on loan, but yeah, looked pretty good. And he made a key block towards the end of the game from, I think it was Cresswell, looked to put a ball across, and he made a key block. So fair play to the substitutes that came on, because they had a really big effect. But look, we got there in the end. Rogers gets the winner. Onana as well gets a key goal, and we're in the next round. Now, obviously, I like to do a transfer roundup every day, and we have been busy behind the scenes with transfers, and it looks like we've upped our bid for Donyell Malen. So I'm hoping that will get done over the weekend. He has been named on the bench for Dortmund today, but it looks like we've upped our offer to 25 million euros. Obviously, the sale of Jaden Philogene will help in terms of our negotiation. But, if they're asking for 30 million, it'll probably be somewhere in the region of 25 to 27 and a half, I would imagine. So we'll see what happens about that. Gomis as well, who we talked about yesterday. It looks like we're in advanced talks with Khan for Tidiam Gomis, obviously 18-year-old, highly rated French under-21 international. So we'll see about him. I don't know if he'll come in ready for the first team or anything like that, but could be an option there. Chukwueze, we're still interested in him. I guess that would be in terms of a different player instead of Marlon, in terms of a different option, I would imagine. But also, we are apparently interested in Marco Asensio. Now, this one always gets talked about. This, I guess, is a player who's always going to be made available, potentially. So he's currently at Paris Saint-Germain since 2023, hasn't played a lot, scored 6 goals in 30 games. Real Madrid, obviously, where he's most famous for, 191 appearances, scoring 37 goals. So obvious quality with him. Whether he would cope with the rigours of the Premier League, but he would certainly give us a lot of quality. Looking at his SOFA score, obviously hasn't really played too much this season. 11 played, 8 starts, 2 goals, so still pretty decent. 7 big chances missed. 2 with his right foot, 4 assists as well, pretty decent. 7 big chances created, 90% in terms of passing accuracy. Obviously, top quality technical ability, but playing for Paris Saint-Germain in that league, he's obviously going to get a lot of the ball. 57% successful dribbles. Not known for his tackling and aerial duels, but look, an obvious technical ability, obvious technical quality. Would he have the ability in terms of the rigours of the Premier League? Obviously plays across right wing, striker as well. So look, could be decent for us in terms of an option, but I'm not so sure whether he would have the, I don't know, we'd be good in the Champions League, but whether he would get to the pace of the Premier League or not is another case. And I'd imagine he would command quite high wages. Now, another player that we're expected to sign on Monday, this one was talked about right at I think before Christmas, actually. But the window for Turkish players doesn't open until Monday. But Yasin Özkan is travelling to England on Monday to complete his move to Aston Villa. 18-year-old defender. Very, very highly rated. We seem to be signing these players from across Europe, across the world at this age. So this is an interesting one. Can play centre back or left back. 6'1", so I guess a similar sort of profile to Nedeljkovic. 71 appearances for Kasim Pasa, 4 goals. Also played 12 times for Turkey under 21. So look, very good, very highly rated player. In terms of his stats on SOFA score, we have a little look at his ratings. Again, played a lot of games. Operates down that left hand channel, left back or left centre back. 17 games played, 17 starts. Hasn't scored yet this season. And hasn't assisted yet. But in terms of his passing accuracy, 79%, 89% in his own half, 66% in the opposition half, 4 clean sheets, 2.1 interceptions, 3.9 ball recoveries, 1.3 tackles per game, 3.6 clearances per game, 51% in terms of total duels won, and 57% in terms of aerial duels won. So, look, obviously playing in the Turkish league, decent standard. Obviously, any player who's played and started every game there must be able to handle themselves at a tough level, at a high level. So, look, he might come in and be someone who is going to compete for the first team. We'll have to wait and see. But certainly something where we're signing these highly rated younger players. You've got Gomis, who's potentially coming in, Özkan, who's coming in, Nedeljkovic, who's potentially going out on loan, but still that age bracket where we're signing these top players across Europe. So expect Aston Villa to be busy in the transfer market over the next few days. John Duran as well. Apparently, PSG are interested in him for around about 85 million euros again, which I talked about Dortmund interested in him yesterday. So be ready for stories to come out the whole of the window about John Duran. And I'm sure his agent isn't going to be backwards in coming forward about courting this interest. So watch this space with John Duran. But yeah, that's it from me. Great win for Villa, in the hat for the next round. That's all we can ask for. Doesn't matter about performances in the cup, just matters about getting through. And let's hope for some transfer business over the next few days. That's it from me. I'll be back tomorrow for another transfer roundup, maybe even Mingueza as well coming in. So stay tuned for that. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, help us continue past 5K and beyond on the road to 10K. Thank you for watching, and as always, remember, we'll follow the Villa.